Welcome to Chaotic Harmony. My name is John.
This is Crystal. We talk about the joys and the challenges of teaching music in the elementary school classroom.
We share struggles, we brainstorm solutions.
And we would love to have you join us.
Welcome to another episode of Chaotic Harmony. I am one of your co-hosts, Jonathan Seligman, and this is episode 100 and something. I don't know. We're recording this way in the past, so my apologies. But today, we have a special episode. I say that all the time, but it is special this time, for sure. Because not only, first off, we're on the road again. We're up in Sacramento, and it's not just one co-host, but there's actually four. So, to my left, if you were audio, actually, is it left? This is left? Yeah, to my left, audio listeners, we have Jasmine. Jasmine, say hello.
Hello.
We have Jamie.
Hi.
And Genesis.
Yo.
Awesome. Now, before we get into the topic of the show, let's just do a quick little program notes. So could each of you just say your name once again, and then you're going to say where you teach at, how long, and what do you teach, and how long you've been teaching. Just so people have a framework of who you are. So let's start backwards, actually. Let's start Genesis.
Okay. Yes, we're going to start with the person named Genesis. Very on the nose. Okay.
Very nice.
Yes, my name is Genesis at Santos. I am an elementary music teacher. I've been teaching for 11 years now. I teach at Las Palmas Elementary School and Garden Valley Elementary School currently. And I teach general music, I teach band, and I teach choir.
Nice. Okay. Moving on.
Hi, my name's Jamie Junn, who brings the fun. And this is my 10th year teaching in full-time in Sacramento. And I teach elementary music and middle school band at a K-8 school. And of course, this is my little partner, Penguin. Thank you, Genesis, for my plushy partner over here.
In case you didn't see it, you should go on YouTube and just see it. It's very
Yes,
cute.
yes,
You're
very
blocking Penguin's face, though.
It's literally in its
The mic is
Literally,
the mic
you're
stand's literally jabbing.
eating it.
He's okay with it.
Are you sure? I don't know. I don't know.
Off topic. Come on, it's Jasmine's turn.
Okay. Jasmine.
I'm Jasmine Mah. I've been teaching for this is my 4th year teaching. And I am currently at Carmichael Elementary full-time in the Sacramento area.
Very cool. And what do you teach?
I teach general music and then 5th grade band and choir.
Cool, cool. All right. So I hope to have each of you on an individual episode so we can just go in depth with who you are. But that's not what today is about. Today is not a normal interview. Today is a bit different. So all of us are here because we all have just sounds of our names. It's kind of, so we're Team GIF.
Jeff.
GIF. Thank you, Genesis.
No. I agree with Jamie.
What? Jasmine?
Even the person who created it, right?
Yeah.
There's
right?
one
It is.
creator. And
GIF,
also,
but-
anyway, you guys are...
Your
Keep
name's
it graphic.
You're seeing how
John.
this is going
Yes,
to
I know.
turn out.
So not GIF,
Uh-huh.
Jif, Jif,
Okay.
John.
Wow. Did someone have peanut butter? What?
Yes, that's
Anywho.
the best peanut butter, by
And
the way.
That is
That's true. I agree.
That we can agree on. Regardless, though, we all have just sounding names. We all love music, and also we love movement, and also we love video games.
Yes.
So video games are a wonderful art, but I think people when a lot of people think about video games, they think maybe Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever, Minecraft, and those are all valid games.
Roblox.
Which is
Yes.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
Topic for another time. But I don't think everyone actually recognizes how much richness there is in the music of a lot of these games.
Yeah.
So we decided to create a list for you listeners, a list of amazing video game songs. But since we're ORF teachers, we created these lists of songs from video games that fit Laban movements. And so before we start, someone of you define what is the Laban movement? What are the Laban movements?
So if I pull up my chart,
Webster Dictionary.
Webster Dictionary stuff. So Laban is basically a way that you describe certain dance movements, and they have different categories that you can use there. So there's weight, space, time, and energy, and then there are 8 movements. So there's punch, which is heavy, direct, quick, and bound. Press, which is heavy, direct, slow, and bound. Slash, which is heavy, indirect, quick, and bound. And then we have a ring, heavy, indirect, slow, and bound.
In case also you were an audio listener, go check the YouTube video. I think the three of us are making some good movements
We
along
can't
with
help
Genesis.
it.
Yes,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
who we are.
Yeah.
Right. Dab is light, direct, quick, and free.
It's not that dab, by the way.
Yeah.
That's more slash.
I'm getting like trauma response. I'm like, sorry, that was a little.
Continue.
All right, continue on. Glide, which is light, direct, slow, and free. We have flick, which is light, indirect, quick, and free. And then the last one is float, which is light, indirect, slow, and free.
Now, my question to someone else, if they can elaborate, why do we do like creative movement or Laban movements for a music class?
How I think about it is like you're giving a foundation for your students when incorporating movement, and by allowing them to like internalize this menu of different types of movement, you're able to give them a different entryway to express themselves. So like different options to pick from, different combinations to pull from without going through like, oh, you're going to make this movement. They get to create it from their own personal like imagination.
Yeah, and it helps to have the image of what they're going to be doing, and with all those descriptions of how much energy and duration and everything and weight, it gives them an idea of how much effort to use in their bodies and where and how for how long, and it just gives them that toolbox to use. Oh, now we have a understanding of what flick might look like. This is my idea of flick, or it could look like this, or it could look like that, and it just gives us everybody an idea of a similar language to use in order to like describe these things.
I like that. Thank you. And I also like a lot of teachers sometimes think like, well, that's dance, but if you could do it in the body, you could do it on an instrument, you could sing it, etc. So
Yeah, and hence the point of doing this with video game music.
exactly. So that all said, to the video game music, we are going to have each of us are going to create choose a list of songs from a breadth of different video games, songs from games to fit those 8 Laban movements.
It's gonna get nerdy in here.
It's gonna get, and to those who are not like adept in video game music, that's okay. This is all about understanding what song would work well in this kind of movement. However,
And it's up to interpretation.
That's true too. And we're here also to widen
Our horizons.
widen our horizons and widen our vocabulary of different kinds of songs.
Some of us are more open than others.
Well, I feel like that was a little bit of. Do you smell it?
They're all.
Do you smell that?
There's gonna be dunking. It's gonna be very entertaining.
Oh yeah. However,
We're all friends here, I swear.
we'll be friends hopefully by the end of this. We'll see. But there are some stipulations. I want to give you listeners as much video game songs as possible. Some of them I'm sure I have never heard of, like Jasmine Mah, Nancy Drew. never knew this
Hey,
video game.
Nancy Drew, the video game.
That's a hint
It's
right there
amazing.
of how out there
But the
these
music
games
there
are
is
gonna
pretty
be.
out there.
I was never gonna place that, but now my brain's gonna be expanded. Also, so because also I like games, we're gonna be making this into a game itself. So one of these lists are gonna be crowned the best. Not really, but you're gonna crown it. So we're gonna have 4 movement teachers to rate which songs best fit each Laban movement, and then one of them's gonna be named the best. But also, since you are listening here, you have the opportunity to also help out. You're gonna be kind of like the fifth wheel, I don't know, the fifth vote, and decide.
The fan favorite.
Favorite. It's gonna affect. It's gonna. So if there's a tie between one of these two people, you're gonna be the tiebreaker. So after these episodes are released, we're gonna have a Google form posted, and we're gonna ask you which list do you think is the best for your own personal taste, and then I don't know, like the winner gets. Like we all go to dinner and
Gets a
gets
free
meal.
Chaotic Harmony t-shirt.
Okay, we could do that. We could do that.
Ooh.
Yeah, and not yellow or pink.
I cannot guarantee color choices here, but alas,
Some people would
orange.
enjoy yellow and pink.
and
Yeah.
some
Good, I'll give
people-
it to you.
Some people enjoy gifts, just like you recognize they have a gift, and it's like, oh, thank you so much. Anyways, so
Yeah, stop being a hater, Jamie.
Ouch. It's
All-
already started.
and you can add Jamie at no. And also, we're
What are your
in
handles?
this very fantasy draft style. So let's just say Dennis just chooses on like Dab, chooses a piece from Minecraft. Let's just say.
Oh, yeah,
means
Minecraft
No
is
one
one.
else can choose a song from Minecraft.
Yeah.
that just bans that game entirely.
Or any
That's locked.
And we're going with not the franchise as a whole,
Yes.
right? So like if you can state if it's like you chose something from Super Mario World 3, you can still do something like Super Mario Galaxy.
Mario Party.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not the franchise, it's just a game. So it locks a game so that no one else can choose. So it makes it a little more interesting. It also gives you more opportunities.
I
to
should have
choose.
done this very differently then.
Would you like hate draft?
Huh?
You think of hate drafting just to lock people in?
Oh, that would be fun.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
like, I don't know. That'd be interesting. I'll ask. So yeah. Any questions before we begin? Any questions?
I'm ready.
Ready.
Let's do this.
All right, cool. So we also have our names on spinners to see who goes first, and then we'll just go by clockwise order.
Okay.
So. Oh, what do you know? Jonathan goes first.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's rigged.
I mean,
Totally rigged.
so let me also make sure that the sound is working because I'm concerned. There we go.
Hey,
All right.
there we go.
All right. So, and also we have a wheel for which Laban movement we start with. So, also one last question for you. What was the hardest Laban movement to choose from?
All right. Number 1 for me was Wring. That was the hardest one. Just because, like, when you're actually searching for it, like, there are some things that came to mind that came close, but it wasn't it. Or I was thinking of this, like, this would be great. And when I actually put my ears to the headphones, it was just like, nope, that's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that happened a lot too with just like finding something for the different categories as well. Like you go in with this preconceived notion that this is gonna work. And then when you actually come it from that kind of perspective, right? From a LeBron perspective to teach students or something, it's, oh no, it's not. Like you may have your own like personal tie to like playing that game and have that feeling. And you're hearing like the other sound effects that are in there.
But would it work in an educational setting?
Yes.
Yeah,
just
that's
the
fair.
music itself.
How about y'all? What was like the hardest?
Both Ring and Slash. And I think that's funny about Slash because I play a lot of games where the characters slash enemies, and I only found one that I felt like to my brain and ear and like perspective that this is a slash Laban movement.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
Jasmine, yourself.
I had a similar situation. Well, with Slash, but my main one was Flick, where I was like, I kept picking things where I was like, oh, that's a dab. That's not a Flick.
See, that was my problem.
That's a dab.
Dab
That's
was
not
my
a
second.
Yeah, that's true.
And
A lot
then
of
for
a lot of
Slash,
flicks
I was like,
were
that's a punch.
dabs.
That's not a slash. There's more weight to that sound. I don't like it doesn't feel like a slash. To me.
Yeah.
And this is how all
And also the
subjective
duration,
this
too.
is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For me, well, two things. Hardest one for me was press or push. That was the
I found a lot of those.
For me, press or push, I just had to have that driving force. 'Cause I felt like
Yeah.
as long as there was a weight to it, I could press.
But I was thinking also similar to Genesis, like, is this going to work in an educational setting, like where they really feel the press? Because I can kind of, fudge like press rules, but really, does it really emulate pressing?
Yeah.
But
Is there
also-
something about it like in there that has that quality for me?
And also, like, I like to listen to music that's dynamic, and so it's going to have multiple. There's no monoculture in a lot of these songs. So
I agree.
yeah. Anyways, let's get right to it. So somehow the wheel of names gods have favored me, so I'm going first. And
I demand a recount.
Yes. A respin.
and
Oh, it's the one that you had a
it's the
hard
one.
time
Oh,
with.
that's
As it should be.
Yeah.
So
yes.
I get to press first, and so from the one I chose for press was ...
Wow, on an Excel sheet and all
Hashtag nerd.
organized.
This one comes from Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Ooh, nice.
I have not
C
played that
star-
game.
I gave you the game.
Yeah, that's right, but I haven't had
Still
time
one that
to
I have
play.
not played. Good series.
Good
by
series.
The way.
Check it out.
Very good
So-
series. JRPG.
It's called The Great Sea Stirs, and I'm going to play just 1 minute's worth of it for y'all to listen to.
On YouTube?
YouTube's, yeah. I didn't do the timestamp for this one. So, once again, this is my hardest one. I chose it from the horns, actually starting at seconds 40.
Yeah.
That's where the push really began for me. Just
When the horns were going.
ba, da, da. Yeah, there's actually another one that was, so this is, there are two versions of the song. One's a little more calm. I felt this one, though, gave more of the oomph.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
me, it
There's a
started
lot
with the-
more weight, and it was
Yeah.
the phrases that gave that.
Yeah. So it's surrounded by a lot of sounds, but that Hopefully the horns give it away.
Yeah, the horns did for me. It's when starting with the strings, like that really was the set background when it started going on, and I felt that the horns did bring it home though.
Yeah.
It really did.
So if you're gonna play that for your kiddos, start maybe in seconds 40 or not something, or just talk while the music starts. I don't know.
See if they can guess.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a great way to make it a puzzle into a game for
Or see
them.
how they interpret what the song is.
Yeah,
Like, They have
exactly.
this list of movements.
Because
and
we, as teachers and adult brains, have something in mind, but then they might have a totally different interpretation that might also work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I can see the press, but I can also kind of see how it can be like a slow slash,
Ooh.
or it can be like a really long glide.
But it's not a slow slash, just a press.
That's true.
Well, there were
Slashes
some
down,
moments.
slashes are fast.
Yeah, well, there were some moments where the presses were longer,
Sure.
and then there were the horns where it was like, bum, bum, ba bum. Like it wasn't such a
Oh.
long duration for it to be
Sure.
a really long push or press. So see,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Just a reminder, those who are not as Laban familiar, press is one direction, or what was the one that you said?
The one that I brought up was
unbound or bound?
for press. It's heavy, direct, slow, and bound. So meaning that's not
Slow,
going.
interesting.
Yeah. So that's why it picked up to me is because the long string lines pressing forward, like there was that strong stretch.
yeah, that sounded more for me. I guess press is just a longer duration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gets the sustained.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see,
Part of it.
Yeah, we all, I mean, I guess that's the other thing too. We all have different interpretations of what these descriptions mean.
Except mine are better.
Uh-huh.
We'll see.
Uh-huh.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Diplomatic would be different. But
I'm
you know,
surprised no
some
dunking
people
yet.
are
I feel like we
wrong.
gotta warm up to the dunking.
Well,
thing,
right now, this is a pretty good choice. So it's
Okay,
kind of hard to
okay.
tell.
Yeah.
Well, let's continue this. This
very
we
on the
haven't we
nose.
haven't gotten to the really spicy choices yet.
spice.
true,
choice.
that's
Well, I mean,
true.
This is my
Yeah.
hardest choice.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to go first. So, Jasmine, how about you? What was your first press or push?
My first press. I was going to pick one, but I'm switching it right now.
Ooh, last minute.
Mulligan.
It's from a game called Shadow of the Colossus.
Ooh,
Oh, that one.
Yes.
I played this game as a demo as a child, and me and my sister never knew what the game was, but we loved it, and we were searching for it for like 10 years until it popped back up in our lives.
That's a. Are you choosing from the remake? Or did the remake have different?
Not really. The
Soundtrack, no.
soundtrack was pretty much the same, maybe like redone, but the one I chose was called Demise of the Ritual.
Demise of the Ritual.
You should be able to find it on YouTube.
on YouTube.
Not Spotify.
Okay, yeah, that's something to note to y'all. Like, not Spotify will have a handful, but not all of them. So YouTube is a good. Yeah. Demise of the Ritual, Shadow of the Colossus, and we'll start from the top. Oops. That's a good choice.
Like for me, I chose it because it has the initial. You feel the pushing initially, but there's that contrast when the vocals come in.
yes.
Of like I could use that. There's so many options. So if I gave this to a student, like they can continue on that backbone of the basses, or they might hear those extra layers and choose to push on those.
It's like just all press
Yeah.
and different interpretations of press within the same piece.
Yes. And that's
Yeah.
why I could have made a whole playlist of all Laban movements just from this game. Like I have every single one of my Google Sheets has at least one from Shadow.
bad you can't do that.
And I can't.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I forgot Shadow Colossus music. Like, that's such a beautiful game because there's a lot of like still moments, like where you're traveling from point A to B.
Yep. And it's also like the bosses themselves are so slow moving. And you can see the weight in each of their actions where like sometimes I played it again and I watched it post ORF training and I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder that'd be super cool to do. Like that's a movement I can utilize.
I think it's garbage. Just saying.
Wow.
All right. Cool. So we're off to a good start.
Two swinging out of the
Juicy.
gate.
All right. So, Jamie, would you like to go next for press?
I'm kind of torn
Ooh.
You can do it.
because
What you feeling?
because how I organized this was I tried to find different Laban music for movements for different games, but there are some where it's like, oh, this is the only game that I have for this movement, but I can't use it later, or I can still pick from that same game.
Once the game's taken, it's gone. So nothing else can be used. So yeah,
Yeah.
you really have to strategize.
It can be from the same franchise,
Yes.
but it cannot be from the exact same game. So like Ocarina of Time versus Wind Waker.
Or Majora's.
And we ain't doing any remakes. Well, sorry, if you choose Ocarina of Time, like
You
the
can't do the
3DS
remake. Like
is
if I did
not-
Shadow Colossus, I can't be like, well, this is the remastered version.
Yeah, unless they have different music, which is unlikely.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pick Press Genshin Impact.
Okay, which piece from Genshin?
It's called Sumeru by. It's all Hoyo mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sumeru? The Sumeru theme?
Sumeru.
The tavern.
Sumeru.
All right.
Let's see if it still fits my idea of press when I listened to it before.
Okay. Huh. Thoughts?
Yeah, still works in my brain.
Oh no, it definitely works. And, I feel like you chose like I went like my pushes were at a much faster metric meter.
Yeah.
And Jasmine slows down, and even yours even longer pushes.
Yes, it
but it's still
is.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Phew. Even though I listened to this just a couple days ago, I was like, did it still work?
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
There were definitely times where I felt like I was floating.
That's
That's the thing
That's
too.
where I got
Yeah.
stuck. Where I was like, "Am I pressing or am I floating?" Because I felt like I was
like I
common.
had glide like going in.
Yeah.
Just
I
'cause,
was
like
gliding and sinking.
like,
but
there
that's
was
where I felt
direction.
the bobbing
yeah.
motion.
also like any creative piece of music often will have two ideas going at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Like I didn't feel the press till later on when the basses came in. Because for me, when I think of press, I think there's a heaviness,
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
a-
weight,
Yeah.
there's a resistance. And for there, it was very graceful. So then my brain was like, "Oh, I'm floating. I'm floating."
Yeah, so I feel like it depending on the instrument that was playing, it could be press. I also felt like floating or gliding for some of it, but like with the bigger instruments, it's definitely that press,
Right.
happening, that pushing happening.
it's lost a lot of floating in that game.
Yeah, yes, there is.
A lot of
gliding.
gliding.
Like gliding.
Lot of gliding.
Puppy?
in that game.
Sorry, Joshua. I know you listen to this. Sorry. All right.
And actually, that's why I was like, should I save that game for Glide?
Well, it's locked in. So Genshin Impact, no one else can use. Thank you, Jamie. On to Genesis.
Okay. So mine, I'm also thinking about switching the main one to my backup. Just because, like, now I'm
Sometimes you
second-
have doubts.
now,
you
yeah,
know?
I'm second guessing myself. I'm overthinking this.
I psyched
This is
myself
very
out
classic
with one
me.
of mine. I was like, I gotta switch it out.
But I think this game does need to get some reputation.
That's another thing.
representation.
Looking back, I had a piece from Children of Light,
Yeah.
which would have been much more for push, but I felt Xenoblade 3 needed some love. But alas, maybe I shouldn't have. Anywho, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Genesis.
So yeah, I'm gonna do this for representation.
Go.
There's a really good platformer game out there. It's really fun for speedrunning. For those of you that are into like that community, the game is called Celeste.
Yes. Wait, push. Press.
Yeah.
Please.
There's a song called Little Goth.
Okay. I felt this more dab.
Yeah.
I got dab.
It's so light.
The thing is, though, is
Yeah.
like for me, it's the weight of the like the bass.
Sure.
See, but for me, I felt that was a dab. I was
It's a
like,
tap.
even
It's
with
a
the
low
bass.
but tap.
Really, there's I don't know. My ears were going for the lingeringness
Sure.
of it, but
Yeah,
the
that's
See that?
sustain is I think what you're hearing is like
Yeah.
the sustain for the push. But I didn't feel like there
it was heavy enough.
heavy enough.
And I think
Yeah,
also-
it was
contrast
it was,
of like
I think that it was context for me. Like just
Yeah.
hearing it in the piece and in the song, it did felt heavy for me.
okay.
Like it was heavy enough in this context.
Sure. Well, also, it's a heavy game.
Yeah, it is a heavy game. If you have not played it,
Amazing.
kidding.
10 out of 10 for me.
yes, you need to like go through the story. And like it is, if you have ever gone through any hardships in your life, you will feel seen.
I don't want to get too gamer nerdy
Yeah.
right now, but this game is very much in like essentially you are someone climbing a mountain, but they are climbing their own personal. I don't want to give anything away. So
Yeah,
like,
they're climbing their own personal
struggle.
mountain.
Yeah, their own personal mountain. So
Yeah,
it's
I
perfect.
think I've seen this gameplay, but I haven't actually played
It is amazing. I used to not be into 2D platformers, and this was the game that actually made me. Oh
It
wait,
does look really
And
pretty.
I think that's why, like, too, like, I don't know, it's my own, like, when I brought it up, right?
Uh-huh,
It's my own bracket, my own testing
Yeah.
to, like, this particular song, right? This, like, to the soundtrack of this and going through it, like, that's the heaviness when we
Sure.
get there, the pressing. But I can see Dabsy, that's,
but that's where this comes in. Is
Yeah.
like we all have our own like thoughts of how
Yeah.
each movement is.
Mhm.
And it's interesting to see like and to see those perspectives because that's something also our children
yeah.
will come up with if we play
Yeah.
for them.
And what's interesting too is the last two, right, interpretations of this were technically lighter
Yeah.
compared to the first two.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
We're just heavy peeps. No.
That's what it
No,
is.
I also think the hardest part, because you mentioned earlier, dab
Yeah.
was a hard one. I
Yeah.
had so many pieces with dab, but I think the hardest part. I think when I think of dab, I don't think of a sudden sound. I more think of the attack, bum bum, and there might be a linger element afterwards, but the attack is sudden.
Yeah, I think of finger
Interesting.
painting with dab, where I'm like, okay,
Thoughts?
it's gonna smear a little bit, like at the end
Yeah.
when I'm finger painting.
There will be some. There can be some sustain, but like,
Yeah.
but I think that's probably because like this is a perfect dab piece for me. For me,
Yeah.
but nah. So
I'm
once,
excited to talk about dab when we get to that more because we're all talking about different interpretations of
Yeah.
dab.
mhm.
And when I choose mine, then we'll see if
Okay.
what happens when that discussion comes back up.
While Jasmine's typing that in, actually, we talked about the hardest one. What was
Yeah.
probably the easiest one that came to you?
Punch.
Punch.
Or-
you looked at me
or-
very interestingly when you said punch. Punch.
Or glide.
Glide. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
more
glide,
float.
float, slash felt like I was like very confident. in
Okay.
those.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if
Oh,
I go first on
interesting.
slash, I'm gonna be very confident.
I feel like 3 out of 4 of us had the same slash one. I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I feel like I was most confident. Like first one that came to mind was glide. We'll see how that goes. But
Should we spin the wheel?
not yet. I want Jasmine. So do you mind before we go on to our next one? Can you reiterate what the 4 options were?
The 4 options.
So
for-
mine, yours. Can you admit of press?
of press.
Yeah.
So we had Celeste with Little Goth, Genshin, Sumeru, Demise of the Ritual from Shadow Colossus, and the Great Sea from Xenoblade 3.
Awesome. That was Genesis, Jamie, Jasmine, and then me.
There we go.
We're gonna snake it this time. So Genesis is gonna go first, and the
Okay.
option, the Laban movement we're going to be doing is pulling from
please
the
be
great
slash.
wheel of the chicken nugget.
Slash, slash, slash.
Oh, I forgot to remove press.
Is it?
Could
it be?
Ring.
Ooh, it's Raine.
Hey.
Genesis' favorite.
This is the one that like I mulled over.
Okay. It was hard for me too.
Cause like the whole interpretation of Ring is just I don't know. It's like feeling that and also trying to analyze it was just difficult for me.
Okay.
Like,
So
I
are
really
we
can't
starting
have
with
it.
Genesis first?
we're starting with me
snaking it. So
first.
now it's going backwards.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so you'll be second.
Just don't pick my game.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay. So this one is I also have like a picture like that goes
Okay,
in my
okay.
head when you hear this and I'll describe it
Sure.
too afterwards. So this is Kingdom Hearts,
Hey.
Dearly Beloved.
Kingdom Hearts which?
2.
Oh.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
How did
Dearly
I not
Beloved.
think of?
I thought of it, but I knew someone's gonna pick it, so I didn't
I-
pick it.
I totally forgot about picking songs from Kingdom Hearts. That's
Yeah.
my childhood right
I
there.
don't listen to weeb music. Sorry.
Whatever, man. Just find it.
Wow.
Do you know the story on like how Kingdom Hearts actually happened?
No.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
was the story?
Wait, what's
Sure.
the story?
So the
Yeah.
story is that Disney and Square Enix were sharing an office
Uh-huh.
space, and basically, a person from Square Enix and a person from Disney was like, "Hey, what if we did a game together
And that's how it
And
started.
He ran into him in the elevator.
in the elevator?"
Yeah,
What?
a literal elevator pitch. Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah. It was.
That's awesome.
yeah, little elevator pitch, and that's how it came. Like, you know how people were like, "Why?" That's
That's
why.
why.
Okay.
All right. So, Dearly Beloved from Kingdom Hearts. Oh, does it
I
have to be
remember
two?
that one.
Yeah,
Okay. Is there a one as well?
yeah. There is a one.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you have to have one and
also
then
a
have
three.
a two.
Oh,
Three.
fascinating. Well,
There's also Chain of Memories.
I
And,
know. I'm
like,
more like,
Oh my
was there a Dearly
God.
Beloved
Bye-bye.
for both? I guess there was.
So
All
many.
right, so, Dearly Beloved 2.
Mhm.
All right. Here we go. It's a good choice.
So the reason why too is not only you have that sustaining thing, but like the clicks of the piano feel like it's the water coming out of like the towel
Okay. Okay. I like that.
Oh,
I like
that, like the drops coming out, and that's like the big picture that came into my brain.
Okay.
that. Gotcha.
Yeah,
So-
when you put it that way, I can see.
I can
that.
see it then. At first, my brain was thinking push
Yes.
for that part,
Yeah.
and then dab for the piano. And I was
separately.
like,
But when you put it
When
together,
you put it together, it feels like it's coming out of something.
yeah,
you're ringing the
right?
towel.
So ringing, oftentimes I thought of like horror games, and as soon as you mentioned Kingdom Hearts, oh, that's right, romantic.
yeah.
Romantic music can also be very
Yeah.
ringing.
Hmm.
So
I guess I was trying. Maybe it was just my brain trying to fit Ring in there, even if maybe that's not my initial opinion. But I was thinking with the strings about how long it was. Eventually, it becomes a ring later. It's not a more immediate, obvious ring if you think about it. But most of the time, I did get the feeling of press.
yeah,
Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah.
it definitely has that sustain and like a strong feeling. So ring is a hard one.
The ring is a hard
Ring
one.
is a hard one.
So
Yeah,
that
I
I
only
went
have
a little
one.
metaphoric on this one. I'm not gonna
But
lie.
I think it
went
worked
very
out. Like
metaphoric.
that metaphor,
Yeah.
when you said it like that, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I had a story.
And actually, similar with mine, it's either press or ring I put here. So we'll see how it goes.
So it is.
God of War, Ragnarok.
Okay.
And in the album, it's the title To Forgive or To Kill by Bear McCreary.
McCreary.
Mhm.
Oh.
I mean, all of it is by Bear McCreary in
Yes.
the album, but yeah.
If I want, just as I'm loading this up, I swear, have you guys seen the Rings of Power at all or no?
No,
I've seen a couple episodes.
Bear McCreary's soundtrack is probably the best part of that whole
I
series.
should
Okay.
be watching it because I watched the Lord of the Rings extended editions every like winter break from
Oh.
beginning to end.
Oh my gosh.
Well, just a note: the show is beautiful, but the story is not that great. They take a lot of liberties.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's in my own interpretation. I'm not giving.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just me filibustering as I'm loading this up. You know,
Mm.
or waffling. I don't know. It's called what again? Or death?
To
It's
forgive.
To forgive
or
or
to
to
kill.
kill.
Or to go.
Yes.
Yes. Interesting.
I got a lot of tension and release, and that's where I felt
That's-
the ring.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly.
Like we were winding up to going, and then there was like these like really interesting like left turns that happens, like especially when we started with the major, and then all of a sudden it got dissonant, and like, ooh, okay, I can see that making a twist kind of thing.
See, I love those little spots though, where it was like, doot, 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 where if I was thinking of like ringing a towel, I was like, there's those little bits left before I release.
Yeah,
Like trying to get every spot.
yeah.
I guess I wasn't thinking about that part. It was definitely in the bass first,
Yeah.
like how sustained it was, and how it just kept that tension going with everything.
I think tension is the key word. I initially thought push. I felt push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, the only piece I kept on thinking about for push for mine was a piece by Bear McCreary, but it was from a TV show.
Ah.
Galactica. So it was like, yeah, I couldn't use that. But like
Next
he's
time.
has a good next time. Maybe. Yeah, I felt
shows.
more push, but I can definitely, especially when you start talking about like chordal stuff. I
Yeah.
did not think at all about chordal. I thought all texture. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good piece to think about. I'm curious if the kiddos will also pick that up. Or
Yeah,
something.
and like I mean, it's becoming more and more evident. Like when we are seeing like certain things speak to our ears differently,
Yeah.
and like what pops out, and like the imagery that goes behind it, and what goes through for each and every single one of us is it's interesting.
Interesting. Yes.
Very.
Okay. Jasmine, how about
All
you?
right, mine is from Wuthering Waves. It's like
I know this one.
Oh.
it's like a newer Genshin.
Yeah.
That's why
It's new though.
it's even more
Is it-
new.
is this like
And
Genshin?
I'm gonna say-
you're just saying
you're
Genshin
that
is a
far
newer
behind.
Breath of the Wild. That's what you're saying. It's like-
I-
What's it just-
No, like that's like how old you are now.
Ooh.
Genshin
Don't
is
you say
old.
anything, Jamie?
No, I'm not the one who said it. I'm not the one who said it.
All right,
I'm
so
not
say-
the one who burned you yet.
But
Yeah, no, you
in,
said to die or whatever. You looked at me interesting. You punched me. So wait, sorry. This
but
is
it came
Weathering.
out very recently.
Okay, Weathering.
I don't know that game.
But Wuthering Waves, and the song is called Qinshi Village. So Qinshi Village.
Is it by the same company?
It is not by the same company, but the
Oh.
mechanics are very similar. But I feel
Okay.
like they added things
This is not.
that made it more fun,
Is it,
in my
is-
opinion, than
Is the
Genshin.
multiplayer better?
They're working on it,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Aren't they
Because the
always working
multiplayer-
on it?
I'm just saying, at least I can do quests with my friends instead of Genshin.
Aren't they
Okay.
always working on it though?
Mm.
All right, let's go.
Tell me I'm lying.
It's a shorter burst of Ring, I feel like.
I agree.
For me, I was looking at the tension, like the building of each one,
It's
because
very dynamic.
as it goes, like
Yeah.
the dissonance also increases.
Yeah.
So the more dissonant it gets, I think that's like the tension of the ring increasing. But
I felt it really in the dynamics of it coming in and then fading out.
Yeah.
like
that's
I could
intense.
feel myself tensing and then release.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm recontextualizing ringing with this conversation right now.
Because
My
you kept
thought-
thinking horror.
Well, not just Horton. Well, that was what helped me latch on. But
Mm.
when I think ring, I think of multiple directions,
Yeah.
and this is very linear. Yeah, but it's tension. Tension is the
There's-
key
there's some
thing.
tension,
It's
yeah.
still
So
there.
I'm recontextualizing. I mean, it's up to the movement teachers to say what if they agree or not. But like, that's a really cool way for me to. Okay.
Yeah, because whenever I think of something ringing, like whenever you're twisting something, there has to be some point of release.
Right,
There
right.
has to be an ending to it. So then when I thought of this, I was like, you can hear, okay, I let go. And then I start again.
That's true.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My selection comes from Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, yeah. You recommended that game to me.
So it's a 2D platformer. Actually, so I forgot. I was gonna ask y'all what's your favorite. What's a game of that that has a great soundtrack?
Ooh.
This would be one of them. for me. Maybe I'll ask this to you later on if you can think about it.
Yeah,
But
I gotta melt on that.
this one is my
Mine is very basic.
I got a very controversial opinion just for fun.
Oh no! Oh no!
So this piece is actually my partner. We love to travel, and I always like to record different parts of my travel. And whenever there's a big waterfall or a geyser shooting up, I always use this piece. My partner's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm tired of hearing this song." So this one is called "A Shine Upon Inkwater Marsh." And now the thing is, it really happens in the end. So I'm gonna actually drop the needle near the end. But the rest of it's kind of like more of a build-up.
Okay.
Okay.
Now that we got to the actual time.
Yeah. Yes, I heard it.
Okay.
Kind of similar to yours, where there's that tension in that release. A
Like
lot.
you can feel it
Mhm.
release.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the big point. For me, at least for Ring, it was like you feel that release.
So to go down the list of Ring, Jasmine, you want to hit this up?
Yep. So,
And if you say
Genesis.
the name, time, yes.
Kingdom Hearts 2, Dearly Beloved. Jamie, God of War, Ragnarok, To Forgive or To Kill. Me, Wuthering Waves, Qinshi Village. And John, Ori and the Will of Wisps, A Shine Upon Inkwater March.
Man, this is just all agreeable right now.
Right now, no blocking.
Commentary, but never like a full no, that was trash. Yeah.
Yeah, no dunking.
No Duncan.
No dunking so far.
So
like
far.
we can see where it goes. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're
This is
still
too
we're only
nice.
on 2 Laban movements.
I
There's
know.
still 6 more.
Is this gonna be a 3-parter? This might be a
Maybe
3-parter. We're already 50 minutes in.
we are. Oh my gosh!
So who knows? We'll see.
find
All right,
out.
cool. So the next one we are doing is great name of wheel.
And Jamie starts this time?
No, I'll start.
Oh, this way.
Yeah, sneaking.
It's not fair.
so Jasmine's gonna start this one, right?
I'll start.
Your favorite.
No! This is rigged. This is so freaking rigged.
And we're gonna
have
take up all the
Slash.
games before it gets to you.
So the thing is, I can only think of one piece for this one, and I was like, oh man, everyone's gonna choose this piece. This one is
Don't say it.
from
Don't say it.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh,
Wicked Angel Rebirth.
man. Well, we could still choose from a different game.
I know,
was-
but
that
that
was-
that was the one where I wanted to be the one that said it. I wanted to be to say it.
Haha.
I'm so glad that I picked some random game.
You have to edit that out so hard.
Oh my gosh. You're so mad right now.
I'm so salty.
All I see is Genesis's rage.
Feel the slash. It's not even the big part yet.
Well, I'm cooked.
Well,
This is why-
honestly, a lot of Final Fantasy has slashes. Like Nobuo Uematsu has a lot of slash in it.
Yeah.
But this is like.
It's like how? What else? Really?
Well, I had one more.
Oh, I have one. I have other
hopefully,
stuff for
hopefully you all have another
But-
one.
Seriously, like.
This is why I purposely did not choose from Final Fantasy VII.
But like,
This
think
is why I
about it.
didn't
Like,
choose from Final
what else? When
Fantasy.
you thought slash for video game music, did anything like what? That was the first thing that came to mind, right?
The second
Not
one
for
was from
me.
16. So I want to trade. I mean, we haven't established trades, but
No, we can't.
Oh wow.
No, I refuse to do that.
okay, you already, you
I'm
can
gonna
sell.
die on this hill. Oh man.
Thoughts?
Yeah, it's perfect. Like,
I think it works out.
yeah, I can't argue.
I'm
Feel free to
like-
dunk on it. If you want to dunk on it, you can dunk on it. So you're dunking on Genesis, really. So I'm fine with that.
I'm just like I feel like it's very clear that it's slashing. And I'm with the character that it's describing.
I kind of want to play the 16 one, though. Just because. I'll put it on.
We don't have time. We have to get to the rest
Can
of
we
us.
edit it that you do the 16 and then I?
I like the viscerality of it. No.
Wow.
We'll have a bonus section. I don't know. All right.
Poor Gino.
Poor Gino.
Oh, and I'm last too. This is
Yeah.
I also think this doesn't work. The snaking work doesn't work as well with only 4 people. So maybe after.
Oh, I was thinking that since it was going back that direction, it was gonna start with
Jasmine.
Jasmine and then
And
go
go this
around to
way.
you being last.
So do you want to have it, Genesis?
Well, I'm pretty sure now that
Were you gonna use that one? Was that yours?
No,
Was not yours.
no.
It was not mine.
oh, so it was the two of us. Okay.
Yeah, we purposely chose like other things.
I purposely chose
because
really.
we figured
This one
I
was
chose
like
Nancy Drew for this reason.
like this
Slash?
particularly piece.
There was a slash piece for Nancy Drew.
No way.
I put
just
it for
because
slash
we
and
label
punch.
it as slash
Can
does
we
not.
just segue to just hearing this then?
Yeah.
Like I don't care what the other one was.
Okay.
Slash punch Nancy Drew.
Wait. Do you want to trade these? We can trade these. We'll get to you and you decide, okay?
Okay.
Let's go through Jasmine,
Okay.
Jameson, Satan, choose.
I want to, but
Okay.
I also am like, this is a game. I have to play by the rules.
But
like-
also, we had the whole, as we mentioned earlier, the thing that really made me think is like the whole snaking thing doesn't work as well because then it really just, it's very pro me and you.
That's true.
Yeah, it does like have you two go first.
Then how about we do the rebound snake?
That's rebound,
So,
So Jasmine.
Jasmine. And then you'll decide if you want to use it or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. My next one is from Nier Automata.
Nice.
I love this whole
Ah.
series.
I love this.
And its music.
I heard good things.
And I
just haven't
chose
had time to
Dark
play it.
Colossus.
Isn't that
from the
always
Nier
the
Automata
case,
series.
Jamie?
I
Yeah,
know.
especially nowadays, I have a different hobby.
Yep.
Yeah. So the beginning, the bass line shows the slashing and then it goes into the vocals. And if you really listen to like the French horn in the background, you can follow that too. But
Because it's written in the score where French horns can grab their
Oh.
horns and slash, right?
I wish.
Grab their, just slash the clarinets in front of them, right?
Yes. That's
honestly,
how this works. It's the
That's the
hierarchy
plan.
of the largest instrument.
This makes me overthink. I feel like I was overthinking about my choices for slash and punch because in the beginning it definitely sounded like slashes, but then later on it sounded more like punches to me. But it could be interpreted as slash now that I'm with all y'all.
All y'all.
Yeah.
for me with that one, when I think of a slash versus a punch, I didn't feel with the vocals that there was the weight. Like I didn't feel like a oomph. Okay, I need or a heaviness to what they were singing because they're
Okay,
kind of tossing it out there.
Okay,
So
because
that's why I thought of it more like a slash.
yeah, I guess with all the drumming, it made me feel like
That's true.
drumming usually feels and sounds more like punching to me. And in this case, it was more like quick punches.
Right. More like heavy
Sometimes.
dabs.
Oh, yeah,
almost.
Yeah.
keep that in mind
Yeah.
when my punch comes on.
Because so like I guess that's what I was feeling when I was listening to a lot of the music searching for slash. I was like, no, that's more punches. No, that's just more punches.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's more punches.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with my choice, I chose Persona 5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested to see what you pick.
I had
'cause
more
I thought,
flicks.
And
yeah, because that's where I was coming from. Like I was
Oh.
gonna use that soundtrack. I was gonna use 5 and 3,
Okay.
and all the time I was thinking that.
Flicks. But it depends
So
what
I'm-
piece it is, really.
Yes, I'm
So-
interested to see what you chose.
So which piece did you
and-
choose?
I
yeah.
knew y'all would pick Persona.
get away
I had
and
to avoid
arrest. Yep.
I see the slashes for sure. My thing
See?
is this is like Joker's character is so like light on his feet.
Yeah.
I'm automatically thinking flick because everything's light.
Mm.
I mean, there are slashes for sure.
That
which-
was too
I-
heavy to be a flick.
Oh, I say those bum bum.
Yeah,
were
that
definitely
part.
slashes, but the
Dabs.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm
Yeah. I
flicking,
don't
I'm
know, I
flicking,
find-
and then back to
Those are
slashes.
Interesting.
Definitely more like dabs.
I find there is this liminal space between what is powerful and what is light, and I find because it's very small but powerful. I kind of consider that flick personally, but
Really?
I do. Yeah, like a
Interesting.
lot of the
Wow.
music in the song in this soundtrack is flick for me.
I mean, majority. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of his flick for sure.
Oh, this
but
is where you're wrong,
it-
John.
But I think the
Oh!
element.
Oh, you're actually on my side.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna defend Jamie here.
Wow.
Okay, can we?
I will say though that there's a lot of slash, but it's sparse.
Well, it was there right in the beginning.
I agree.
And then not so much like a third of the way, but halfway through,
Yeah.
it was like, it
comes
was
back.
more predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends on which part of the piece you're listening to.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, in the beginning, it was sparse, but also kind of not as predictable.
Yeah.
But in the middle, it was definitely predictable.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with flick just for me. Again, it's up to everyone else to decide. It's just really like I think of like a bow.
Yeah, because it was
But the-
strings. Dun.
Exactly, but I think like it's not a long bow pull. It is bum. It's still a short but powerful, and so that's what's weird liminal space where I don't like. For me, it feels like flick, but I can totally see where you're coming from. Slash. That's all.
He's wrong.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
It's 3 against 1. I'm not.
one.
I can't help,
I
can't
see,
help you.
I see
It's
where
3 against
John.
1.
I see where John is coming from, though.
No,
Where
don't
it-
save him.
someone salty.
Let him
I was gonna say
dig
though,
his grave.
the parts where Jamie is describing them as slashes, I see slashes,
Yeah.
but everything else I see a flick, and I felt more like a majority was a flick.
That's
but I
fine.
did recognize the slash traits and parts within the piece.
I guess that's the other question is, are we looking for pieces that are majority of a movement, or are we looking for pieces that very clearly you can hear one or two of those movements?
So the idea was that whatever, like, if someone was to use these pieces, they would use it in their classroom. So, however they want to focus on, like, it will have slashes, or do they want to just focus on slashes? Because a lot of the pieces that my movement teacher Joshua Block used were majority of X. And so
Ooh, that's where that came from.
so that's my paradigm kind of thing. So it might be different. Again, it depends on who votes and how they want to use it in their classroom, essentially.
Because now that we're putting it that way, I feel like this piece in particular, you could focus on both.
You could.
I agree.
Could.
You could have a group focus on slashes and a
Ooh.
group focus on dabs. I mean, flicks. Yeah.
Well, also
flicks.
dabs,
Yeah,
That
yeah.
work too.
but
Yeah. So
Be
if
Janice is
to
just
have
salty.
I'm so salty.
Oh man.
Do the
you're
trade?
still
No,
salty.
no, I'm
Do the trade.
no, I'm fine. I'll
I'm,
pivot.
I'm just so happy about my choice with slash.
Jamie,
Same
Did
here.
you bring any like in your pack? Did you bring any Band-Aids or any like tissue for Genesis? I'm
Aw, this is his house. He should have some.
not gonna ask him if he has his own aid. So Genesis, what are you gonna use?
All right, so I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna go still in the house of Final Fantasy because I agree.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy X,
No.
the battle theme.
No.
Interesting, because Final Fantasy X is not most of it's not by Nobuo.
No, it's not.
Is this piece by him? Do you know?
I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I was gonna use this for a different.
It is. It is. This one is by him.
Okay,
so
this one's by him. Okay,
I was gonna use Final Fantasy X later.
All right.
get wrecked, Jamie.
Now I'm sad.
All
I
right.
really like this one.
We're gonna use that to.
Yep.
one of the game characters. Just waiting for my turn. Turn-based
Interesting.
action.
I think this is the first game that we've chosen, with the exception of Shadow Colossus, that is of classic generation.
Classic.
What?
Yeah, people consider anything that's 3 generations earlier is considered classics. PS2
Really?
era, yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard
I
of
know
that.
Yeah,
I guess
I
I'm
can
not
see- I
as
can
much of a
see
nerd.
that.
So yeah, this is with the exception of Shadow Colossus, but that yeah. So it's interesting because of that, I'm just curious. I see it. I see the slashes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the same kind of slash impact as something that would be like full orchestral.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. It's definitely different, right? The composition from this, right, is not like what you would normally probably sit through at like Comic-Con, right? This is definitely like it's there, it's composed in using multiple facets, and I just like originally I put this one in my list as / punch, because there's those elements like it's heavy, like
Yeah.
it's quick, it's like it's like a quick slash or like a jab,
Yeah.
right? It's not
Just like in the
necessarily
game.
yeah, it's not necessarily like it's in your face about it,
Yeah.
and so that's for me where it towed the line of like subtlety, and so that's why I was debating: do I give it to you? Do I go for this? And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do this.
Man.
I think we'll probably place like maybe on the Patreon. I don't know, like the ones we didn't choose.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fun. All right,
Ooh, a fun
Jasmine.
guessing game at the end. We're like, okay, here's the song I choose. What do you think I chose it for?
Ah.
That'd be fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jasmine, can you please go down the list again
Yep. So we started with John.
for Slash?
Slash. John, Final Fantasy VII Remake, One Winged Angel. Me, Nier Automata, Dark Colossus. Jamie, Persona 5, Getaway and Arrest. Genesis, Final Fantasy X, Battle Theme.
Very cool. I think we're actually gonna pause this right here because this is a lot of good stuff. So we will hear the next part in the next episode. But before we go on, because we do still want to do our song of the week. But before all that, a break.
I want to take a quick break and thank my husband Brian, who's been working behind the scenes producing these episodes every week on all of the platforms and on time. But you need to know that he is first a financial planner for Mission Trails Financial. Mission Trails Financial is a partner that seeks to guide clients in the journey to financial success. They believe that people need a financial advisor that aims to provide strategies for success. Mission Trails Financial helps people navigate investments, tax planning, and insurance. Imagine working with an advisor who isn't tied to specific brands. Mission Trails Financial has a fiduciary responsibility to act in the best interests of their clients by providing independent, objective advice. Their mission is to help clients accomplish their financial goals. As Joe Vitale once said, a goal should scare you a little and excite you a lot. Do yourself a favor and set up a time to chat with Mission Trails Financial. Visit www.missiontrailsfinancial.com or call 619-419-0238 to schedule a call. You'll be glad you did. We believe that leaning on professionals is how we get ahead. Check out the program notes for more information.
Welcome back. Before we go to our song of the week, thank you all for so much. Hard Left Turn, thank you all so much for being a part of this journey, whether it's been episode 0 with Lauren Shelton or episode 100, whatever this is, with us. But to ensure that these lights and mics still keep on running, it would be great if you could, support us. If you could drop bucks towards our way, we have our Patreon, patreon.com/chclassroom. Appreciate one of us is here is one of our patrons. Thank you so much, Jamie.
Yay.
And over there we have, you can obtain merch depending on what kind of level you're at. Also, we have some lesson ideas on there as well. But if you can't drop a buck, that's okay. This is meant to be free. But there's other ways you can support us by either leaving us a like on YouTube or leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts. Right now, we're still waiting for someone to beat B. Arbra. B. Arbra's been in there for a year. Help her out. Add more stuff. And you can also go on Spotify. You can like it there. You can do all the stuff. And if you want to, if you have an idea as far as what other kind of fantasy draft approaches you would like to, we should have, feel free to email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com. That all said, we're going to actually put a pause on Spiccato and
Round of the week.
So this is actually a Korean folk song. the translation is called Bluebird, and in Korean, it's called Saeya Saeya.
Seya.
Yeah. I actually have the lyrics in so that you can
Romanas.
read it. Romanization. It's called romanization, right?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
So, actually, I want to sing the tune for you first. And then the tune repeats itself with different verses. And in this song,
Should we do line by line? So us echo you?
I was actually thinking maybe we could learn the tune through Lose first,
Yeah.
and then we can attach the lyrics to it.
Awesome. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
maybe that might be an easy way. I don't know.
Mhm.
Whatever is easiest for you when you teach your students. Ready? Here we go. Oh wait, sorry. Here we go. All right. Everybody ready to join me this time? On Lose. Ready, here we go. Loo, 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 loo. Loo, 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 loo. And then,
Okay.
yeah, there we go. And the lyrics, I don't know what's the best way to show everybody. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, like, I just have it on my iPad right
And
here.
if you're on Spotify, stop the car. Pull over. Put up YouTube. I'm sure the cop who stops you is like, what's going on? Just like, I'm just watching Chaotic Harmony. He's like, yeah, it is. Fine.
If I had come prepared, I would have printed it out for you.
Yeah,
but
this is great.
but yeah, this is actually what I show my students when I teach this song. I show them just the slide and I tell them, what do you notice? What do you think the song is about? Because I usually do sing it to them in Korean, and then some of them recognize the South Korean flag. And then we actually do some movement with this with our hands and pretend to be birds. And I say, "What color? So what else do you see?" And so basically the song goes, "Saeya saeya 파랑 사야 녹두밭에 앉지 마라." And then we go over what the lyrics mean. Saeya is bird. So we're singing bird, bird. Parang is blue, so we say bluebird. Bird, bird, blue, bird. Nokdu-bate is actually, nokdu is a type of mung beans. So these are the flowers that grow into mung beans in this picture. And bate basically means like the fields or the crops. And that's why I lined it up in this picture. And anjimara, literally, it means don't sit here, but it's basically the farmers singing to the birds, telling them, bird, bird, bluebird, in my mung bean fields, please do not sit or do not eat here. They're telling the bluebirds not to eat their crops. And there's actually a deeper meaning behind that, but if we have time, maybe I can explain. All right, everybody ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Line by line.
Yeah, let's do it line by line. You be my echo. Saeya, saeya.
Saeya, saeya,
파랑 사야
parang saeya,
녹두밭에
녹두밭에
앉지 마라.
앉지 마라.
And then we'll go 2 lines at a time this time. 사야 사야 파랑 사야
Saeya, saeya, parang saeya,
녹두밭에 앉지 마라.
녹두밭에 앉지 마라.
There we go. And this time, let's sing all of it together so that I can support your singing with the pronunciation. Ready? Here we go.
Saeya, saeya, parang saeya, 녹두밭에 앉지 마라.
There we go.
Oh,
There are more verses to it, but this is what I usually teach my 1st through 3rd graders.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Jamie. And Jamie, if people wish to ask you for more resources or just chat with you, how can they communicate with you?
I do have an Instagram, JMEJUNE.
Awesome. And Genesis, how about you? If people want to communicate with you and tell you how bad your choices were.
Oh no! If they want to help support and build an army against what Jonathan has put up against me, you can find me on Instagram at Mr. Santos Music Teacher. And if you also want to email at me as well, it's also Mr. Santos Music Teacher at Gmail.
Very cool. Jasmine?
Mine is Jasmine Rice Flour.
Jasmine Flower.
Flour like the cooking, not the
Okay.
blooming one.
Oh, you are. Cool. And I am at Mr. Seligman, MrSeligman on all the socials. You can also follow us at CH Classroom. My apologies. And as mentioned earlier, feel free to email us at chaoticharmony at classroom@gmail.com. Wow, it's been a day. Thank you so much, y'all. And get ready for part 2 of 3 on whenever this next episode is released. Bye!
Later.
The Chaotic Harmony podcast is a joint project between Crystal Pridmore and Jonathan Seligman. You can find us online at chaoticharmonyclassroom.com. You can email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail and let us know what you think. Give us feedback about what you would like to hear in future episodes. We're on all the socials. Find us on facebook.com/chaoticharmonyclassroom. You can find us on Twitter at CHClassroom, Instagram at Chaotic Harmony Classroom, and you can even find our episodes on YouTube. Chaotic Harmony is the name of our channel. Special thanks to Brian Pridmore for his help with production and equipment. www.pridmoria.com.